from, but also at the same time not fall back into just being like another cog in the wheel in the system. So it's challenging. You know, we have to figure that out, and that's why we're putting ourselves out there, because we feel like for the most part we have figured it out, and we've been able to sustain our life after carbonation without just going back to get a regular job and regular civilians, but also not like having to depend on carbonation and none of that. So that, yeah, we definitely are open in here for them to share anything that has helped us along the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good to hear. Well, we send happiness. I know it's rough out there in the comments, but it's expected. Everyone, right?
And thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know how to do this.
How about, let's see. Oh, I don't know how to do it either.
Yeah, can you close it out on your end?
Okay. Okay, so.
Okay, she closed it.
Okay. We have not lived on donations in years. He has a business. We've actually talked to Solar Astral Weekend. Like, we've talked. He be in my lives all the time. We talk to them. Like, we've talked to, like, mostly everyone. Not that we know of. Not everybody that left, because we don't know everybody. But it's like, we've talked to people. But we just want to put out a different energy. Like, to be different. We want to put out a different energy. Like,
we look broke. All right, let me show you my bank account. That's what
no. Yeah, I mean, people can say whatever they want. But yeah, that's us. Like, we just want to put out a different energy and a different video and be ourselves and tell people how it really is. And like, we was in there, and I know, thinking about carbonation, it's like, oh my God, it's the devil's lair. And we still came out of that situation on top. We still, and we believe that anybody that leaves that situation could do the same, like, if you choose to. Yeah. But if you choose to stay there, that's on you. That's you. That's what you want to do. You know, and I commend anybody that still wants to be part of that mission, because I'm still not clear what it is now. But it's like, I wouldn't dare talk shit to someone on camera because of what they choose to do. Like, I don't move like that. I don't move like that. So, yeah. You know, but apparently some people do. But I'm very, like, happy that we did this video. I'm sure it gave people some clarity and able to see me. I don't want people that see me. I don't want people that just pretending. Like, y'all, these followers don't mean anything to me.
And I think that's what people understand about you.
Like, you don't really support me.
They think you're being a certain way, but that's just who you are.
Yeah.
Like, they think, like, why is she talking like that? Why do you gotta, like, that's just who she is, bro. Like, you're either gonna accept her for who she is, or you're not. You're gonna realize you don't fuck with her, and you can unfollow. You can go your way and realize that that's what it is. But if you're here and you see her expressing herself, like, that's who she is. Like, oh, you feel like she's talking down to you. You feel like she got a chip on her shoulder. You feel like she's too cocky. Okay, that's who she is. Like,
sometimes.
So that's just going back to all this situation. Like, and even when people look at it.
Yes, I am slow. Yes, sometimes I am slow. I'll be like, I don't get it sometimes.
Even when people look at it like Nature Boy, like, that's the whole thing, wanting to make somebody be something that they're not, instead of just accepting them for who they are.
Yeah, I'm just looking at, because they're asking. I should have told them to put the questions in the bubble. Somebody said, Miss Cherry Bomb said, do you think Nature Boy will ever change?
Nah, he is who he is. He's always been who he is. Like, if you look back throughout his life, throughout all his relationships, everything he's done, he's exhibited the same pattern of behavior in different ways. It's manifested in different ways through different belief systems. But we all are who we've always been, and we grow within that. But the essence of who we are is eternal.
You know, hey, you want to get on camera? No. Well, you better leave. Yeah, yo, I'm so proud of Zen, because he let us do this live with no interruptions all this time. And he's just, now he's soaking wet and muddy, but he allowed us to do this live, because you know how children need things. You know, that question for me is, I don't care if he changes or not, because the only person that needs to change is me. I'm the one that needs to change. And when I start changing in my life, that's when I start seeing change. That's when I start seeing growth. I can't control whether or not a person change. I can't. And I don't care. Like, it's like, I don't care if you choose to change. Because that means that me changing is only up to whether you changing. Me being a good person is only up to you being a good person. No, I'm going to be a good person because I want to be. Fuck you. You can be whoever you want to be. I'm going to be me. And I found that a lot of times that instead of me being who I am, I'm being who you are. Because you petty, I'm going to be petty. Like, because you mad, I'm going to be mad. If you choose to be mad, you still talk shit to me, okay, I'm still going to forgive you. I'm still going to be me. You ain't going to control me by being who you are. Be who you are, and I'm going to be who I am. And that's the thing that I had to learn. And that's when I was in the group. And everybody that's in the group, they can say when they were there, they was not being themselves. But that don't got nothing to do with the group. That has everything to do with you. And when I realized that I was just being like everyone else, I couldn't blame the group anymore because the group wasn't here. It was me. And I realized, like, damn, bitch, you aren't authentic. You sit here talking about you authentic. You don't even know what authentic is. You're not really being yourself. You only being yourself because you expected that person to treat you the way you want to be treated. But no, I'm going to be me regardless of how you treat me. Yeah, the shovel goes in the sand in, not on the plant.
So what would be another good question to ask her?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, we got more people. Okay, good. You want to talk to Solar? Okay. We're not going to be on here long because Zen is over here, and so it's like we might have to get off. But yeah, we'll talk to Solar. And this is what... Hey, Solar.
Hey, what's up?
And I want to say this before, because I'm going to let you and Kettle DuBois talking, but I'm glad you came on here, Solar, because what I've seen from the past, right, where everybody leaves, and they still there, there'd be like this person doing their video and talking shit, and then this person over here doing their video talking shit about that person. And I'm just like, why don't people come together that actually been in that experience together and come and have a conversation? Like, be direct, say how you feel. And it might be uncomfortable, but at least we're talking directly to each other and not just talking to the camera separate.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
If anything happens to Zen, and you know y'all doing the best you could from where y'all at right now, yeah, let that go, please.
No, it was like, damn, it was like 80 people. You came in, it's like shit.
Yeah, but this is real life. And what you guys are, let me just speak, please. Let me speak, please. And you have to understand this. It hurts, and it's a horrible thing to even imagine and fathom. Horrible thing to even imagine and fathom. At the end of the day, if something happened, you would hold Zen responsible, or would you?
Are you asking us a question and answering it?
I'm asking the question.
It sounds like you answered and you said it and then you're answering.
You can't say it sounds like anything if you don't let me finish speaking.
I'm just saying.
All right, so
okay.
I just want to finish the question. If that's okay. I'm only here. I actually come in love and peace. I actually love y'all very much.
Yeah.
I know what y'all don't know.
Y'all know
I have. There's a reason why I'm talking, is because I'm talking about my life and what I'm going through. It's not about anyone else. Unfortunately, the things that I've been through in my recent past is not much related to a spiritual journey anymore. It's starting to become something a little bit bigger than me. You have to understand, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than any of that. If anything ever happened, you would hold that person accountable for what they did. You wouldn't hold Zen, you wouldn't hold anybody else accountable for what they did except for them. And you would only hold yourself accountable for what you did. You wouldn't beat yourself up. you wouldn't hurt yourself because you know you're doing the best you can from where you at. So you're not going to sit there and demonize yourself either, because that would be horrible to do too. So you'd be like, okay.
Well, what's the reality of the situation? Despite what's ideal, what's the reality of the situation?
The reality of the situation is that when I left Carbonation with Musa and Pice, it was actually very respectful. It was actually one of the best departures I've seen from Carbonation. I had a full conversation with Chief while he was in jail. Tasha K came over. I helped them set up all the cameras. You know, I left them money. I left them a whole lot of money. You know, and I only took my phone. That's all I took was my phone. I asked Chief, was it cool? Can I keep the phone? Is it cool if I keep the phone? Mm-hmm. I left very respectfully. Nothing bad. None of that. I actually even had more donations sent to them as I left. So at the end of the day, I left respectfully. All that respectfully. We actually had an agreement. Me and Chief were cool. We're like, yo, this sounds right. Yeah, let's do this. Let's make this move. This sounds good. That's cool. You know what? You go do your own thing. That's fine. And I told him, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep pushing the knowledge. Don't even trip. You know, I'm gonna keep pushing knowledge. I'm gonna keep teaching every day like I always do. Don't even worry about it. So we left on really good terms. Nothing that I'm saying or doing is out of spite. I'm living with something, and I'm sitting with secrets, and I'm living with things that I witnessed happen with my own two eyes. That you guys, this is stuff that happened after y'all left. Things
right, and we're not speaking on that. Like, well, what we shared was based on our experience. So people are the ones that are interjecting, saying like, "Oh, they don't care about this." They don't like. We don't know.
I don't feel that vibe from y'all. Y'all ain't those type of people. Y'all gotta understand that too. She taught me astrology, yo. Rambo, I shared a tent with Rambo. And talked with this man all night about our dreams and visions. These are beautiful people. I have nothing against them. Yet again, my name is Love. I only want to say that there are situations and things to where you take responsibility, but there are other situations where you hold people accountable for what they did. And that right there may be a part of your spiritual journey. And for me, that is a major part of my spiritual journey, is actually speaking about the darkest things no one wants to talk about. I'm a Scorpio 5th house North Node, Scorpio 5th house Pluto, Scorpio 5th house Vertex. I have a Leo fortune. My moon is cusping Leo. My Mars is cusping Leo. Me and Eligio have Cancer moon, first house, 27 degrees. We have the same exact moon. I understand him and I love him. At the end of the day, I love him. I love that whole family. Y'all get all that hate out of the room. Y'all get anything that would separate us or put a blockage in between us. Y'all go ahead and get rid of that. Yeah. At the end of the day, from my perspective, I know that I have to add this in there to fulfill and to complete. I don't want to take away. I just want to build. And y'all knock it off if you don't like it. But I think that it's also important for your spiritual journey to hold people accountable for what they do. It's not your job to punish them.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Can I say something? Can I say something now?
Oh,
okay,
definitely.
First and foremost, everyone, before I speak with you, Solar, and answer the question that you asked, because that was a great question. First and foremost, everybody in the room, I see your comments, and I was not laughing at Solar. I was laughing at the people in the comments, like, can she please shut up because she's talking too much? Because in the beginning of the live, we were talking about that. So I was shit, I was talking too much. Yeah, I interrupted. So
I didn't even see that. I don't know that. Yeah.
Can y'all please forgive me that, I'm still working on that, and I'm still finding my voice. Can you please forgive me? And if you can't, that's okay. But I forgive you.
Can we act like we're not all messed up in some way, please?
Yeah, so going back to the question that I think you were asking about the child, right? And Solar, I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there. But whatever hurt or pain that you have in regards to that unborn child, or that child that was born and did not make it through, I send you love and peace and light to that. And you handle it however you want to handle it. That's not for me to say how you choose to handle what happened with your child. Now, going back to Zen, this is where it comes down to accountability. For me, the reason why I made that choice was not because of shit that was going on in Carbonation. It was because I became a parent. And when I realized that I did not believe in a lot of things that were going on, like I believe in 80%, right, of what was going on. But when I had a child, that's when I realized that I was not in alignment with y'all anymore because I became a mother. So I could have stayed. Because you know I was dedicated. I could have stayed. But because when I got pregnant and had that child and I saw how everybody was treating me, and I saw that that was not an environment to raise children, regardless if I was dedicated to y'all, I made the choice to leave. I made the choice to leave because you know why? Because I didn't want that blood on my hands. I knew if I would have stayed and with the energy that I was holding, I knew that something was going to happen. And you saw me, I was like 80 pounds. And I knew something was going to happen. But I was not about to sit around and wait. Because at the end of the day, I can't blame Nature Boy. It was my fault that I stayed, but because I left.
Yeah, I was there with you. I ain't seen him do nothing to you. I ain't seen him do nothing to you. I don't know that. I never heard you say that. Zen is healthy and beautiful. I mean, and you left, and when y'all left for your own reasons. I can't even speak for everybody, but y'all.
I'm telling you,
that's good to hear.
Based on your question, what you said, that's why I left. And I think that if I would have stayed, who knows?
He had fucked you up. That's the major difference.
Yeah.
That's the major difference.
Yeah,
there's nothing against y'all. Guys, please don't direct this energy towards them. I love them. Don't get it twisted at all. Don't even try to twist it up. We're good. Like, I have no problems with them. They're living their life doing what they're doing. I'm living my life doing what I'm doing. We have a great past. I have never had a problem with these people at all. So stop making it about that, number one. And then the energy that I have is because I am definitely withholding a lot of information, and it's eating me up. Yeah. And I could just imagine what it'd be like if I didn't speak on it. I've already dealt with it intellectually. I've already dealt with it spiritually. That's why my name is Love.
Right now I'm busy. I'm recording something.
Somebody just
he didn't fuck you up physically. He didn't literally do things to you.
Because I left.
He didn't.
And I can't get into the other phone, so.
You know what I'm saying? Because you left.
I don't think
that's
it.
You holding them made the choice.
I think that account is blocked.
Okay, my birthday, my stuff.
I'm in a different position than what she was in. The Carbonation wasn't even on the vibe we've been on lately when they were there. Like, this shit went. Like I told them, I take full accountability for my complete levels of self-doubt. I take complete accountability for choosing to make this my role model. And then after seeing what I'm seeing, doubting my own heart, doubting my own path.
This is not your same account.
My own mind.
What? It's not?
And trusting this person instead.
Oh, man.
And so, yeah, I was very lame. I was very much beta in that state. Definitely, very much so. As a Leo North Node, I had to level up that frequency.
What can I delete?
I could not stay like that forever. It didn't resonate with my heart. As I start to stand up, as people start to step into their power, they become demons. As love shows its face, it becomes an issue there. Carbonation transformed into something different. When y'all left, it was still beautiful after that. We were still doing great stuff. I was going to be chief one day. I was going to be this one day.
Let me see. Is that your picture?
That's not my picture. I'll change it.
That's my picture.
And the lifestyle over the years.
No, leave it there.
Didn't pan out to be that.
I'm telling you to leave it there so they don't delete your account.
How we're all supposed to be doing things.
Go ahead.
He actually even went back to see that you were right about the stuff you argued with him on and left. You did something similar to me. Actually, you did leave respectfully because you stood on the knowledge that you knew was true. And you lived on that.
Yeah.
And then you began to live your life with your. So you're actually. I hate that you're light skinned. You're actually an example of probably what I should have done. you and fucking Vente. But you know, at the end of the day, I went through what I went through for a reason, and I dealt with this for the past hours. Am I a bad person for telling the truth? Yeah. Not even my perspective. It's like we've lied to the world. Like, y'all don't even know what we lied about. We lied to y'all. I'm not even about to go into that. I can't. Because if I go into it, I might as well just go put my business suit on and walk into the court. Because it's real shit. I can't just come on a live right here and just tell you everything. So I have to play this little metaphorical game. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put him in there. I know we're all spiritually aware enough to know, that ain't even the motive. It's all love over here. And don't make this about competition. Nobody's comparing anything. Everybody's going through something completely different. I'm not the first person something like this has happened to. There's other people going through what you're going through too. Commend the people who actually share their perspective. I know that I have to tell the truth because I can't live with this. I can't live with what I know, and it's not that I feel guilty. It's the fact that nobody else is ever going to be real honest, and he's playing a game with the world. He's an evil man, and I'm going to hold him accountable for that because I'm a righteous man. I have to alchemize that. I'm a dragon. He's a dragon. If anybody's going to alchemize him, it's me. Cancer Moon, first house, 27 degrees. Draconic astrology in the North Node is based on the moon. I'm the only person who can alchemize his energy. I have to do it. No one else is going to do it. My inbox is full of messages from ex-Carbonation members, ex-people this, ex-people who used to talk to them, people who aren't sure. They're all asking me. They're all wondering, like, bro, we feel your heart. We know you're telling the truth. We know it's something up. I never resonated with it. Please, like, thank you for doing this. I couldn't do it. I didn't have the strength to do it. Thank you for doing it, bro. Like, thanks. Like, you did see it. You did know that. You're confirmed. I want
Milani, I found your new
that
account. Your old account.
The people have been completely right.
Milani, these are Milani's TikToks. You guys just get these TikToks.
And the moment you get online, and you start
come here.
About
okay,
me,
Gigi,
wife,
this is your account.
Because we're in love, and you want to curse our love.
Okay, I log. Okay, so I know. So log out of that.
All right, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Hold on.
Because we're talking about evil.
No, give her.
So,
take your picture off. I'm gonna give her that account.
There's something like
she
more.
This account. So let's go to profile.
That's even worse than evil, because for me, like Nature Boy is apparent evil, but I think that the people that get sucked into his world are people that aren't aware of the evil that they're capable of, and that is worse. That's worse because they think that they're good people. They think they're good people, right? So, like, you ask yourself, like, how the fuck do people kill each other? How the fuck did the Nazis and all these concentration camps? These are regular people, right? Like, so what Carbonation showed me and Nature Boy showed me is that it's worse to think that you're good and to not recognize your demons than to be fucking evil, bro. It's so much worse because you operate under the guise that everything that you do is okay, that you're good, and you go along with things for the sake of going along. So it's like I do recognize that he has his shadows, but I also look at the people who went there who did shit that they in a perfect environment they would never do. But under certain circumstances, we're all capable of it. We're all capable of doing shit that we would never do in other circumstances. You know, so that's why, like, that situation is so mind-boggling because it shines light on that aspect of humanity, you know? And so, yeah, when you say evil, I'm wondering where that fits into the equation and how that relates to your own shadows.
Yeah, so remove the word evil and replace it with Antichrist, because now instead of making it a force, you can give it a title, you can give it a purpose, a role in your life.
433.
Now we've all been an Antichrist to different people in our times, and I say Antichrist specifically. Antichrist is anything that separates you from the source that you are, makes you think that you need something else when you don't. It's you. So that was a problem. It wasn't like that forever. You know the knowledge we taught. We know what's real. We know what's really real. We understand the laws of the universe. So why is it that towards the end of the years, this is when I started arguing with him the most. This is where a lot of violence occurred the most. This is that area. You know, why is it that I have to renounce that I'm God and say that you're the only one God of this, and we're all living in your God, and we must worship you and praise you in this lifetime to achieve heaven? Why are you telling me that? I don't believe that. I don't agree with that.
That wasn't the knowledge. That was never the knowledge.
No, I've been arguing with him for hours, and it's been months.
I've been arguing with him. But I don't know how to do it.
I'm not agreeing to doing that. I never agreed to it. I never did it. I get chastised. I get yelled at. I get defamed in the tribe gladly for standing on that, and I get called retarded and crazy and gaslighted and demons. All of course, and I'm staying there. Because just like you said, Rambo, I'm the guy you're talking about.
Let's sign you up, Gigi.
But my superpower was loyalty. Loyal to a fault. I've seen so much happen and felt so insecure within myself, so I felt like, damn, I need to catch up. This is a man. This is a real man. I need to get my pants strong. Let me get myself right. Oh, wow, okay, man. I don't really have a father figure like that. This is how it's supposed to be? Yeah. This is my OG? Yeah. And we got the top knowledge in the world? Yeah. Knowledge was all correct. Lifestyle was all wrong. Moral code, all wrong. You got to be careful with his MODs because there's a lot of gray area. to that. They're not being authentic because we're lying to the world while singing MODs.
No.
Why do you think that is, though? Well, like,
because
look, why observe this phenomenon, right? Like, at Carbonation, there was, most of the people that went, they went through this kind of, like, metamorphosis of, like, becoming just people who repeated and went along with things, and it was, like, almost universal, right? Like, so when I hear people leave and then they start talking, I was like, bro, when I brought that shit up, you was, like, mad at me. And I was bringing this shit up to him, and you was like, how dare Rambo say that? He's dishonorable. And then they leave, and then they say the same shit, and I'm like, what? So you were in alignment to what I was saying, but why were you acting as if you weren't? Like, so it's just this weird thing that happens that people suppress their expression, but then when they leave, they become, like, their true self comes out, their true thoughts, their true, and it's like, why is that happening? Why is that phenomenon? Like, that's why I'm just like, his energy is so strong that people can't, like, escape the gravitational pull of his influence.
So what it is, and you definitely said it, there's so many terms and titles for this type of phenomenon. This isn't the first time something like this is
right.
All the time, there's powerful beings known as archons that can take energy from other beings, use it and manipulate it. Like, and that's fine. I gave Chief my energy. I said, here is my life. I'm letting everything go. I don't care. Take the money, take all. I don't care what you got. Have anything, whatever you want. You know, here. I'm a disciple. Teach me that. Teach me what you know, because you know something I don't. You're gonna say, I want to learn. I don't. I admit it. You know, I want to learn. You guys are living a life I'm not living. I gotta change. I'm over here putting job.
Put a code on it?
Yeah.
I don't think you should put a code on it.
Oh, I'll always remember that code.
I know, but it has nothing to do with that. Your dad might want to get in it or something, and you might not be around. There's no reason for you to have a code. You're a kid. 486. Unless there's something you're hiding. And we definitely need to reevaluate your
a lot of people don't do that.
Everything you've been doing.
Number
then
two,
if that's the case.
Why is it? If you moved in with me and you did do your due diligence,
I don't even like
and then I flipped the script on you when you came in, at the same time, you might be a little confused. I want to not only have people take responsibility, but I want people to acknowledge toxic situations. I want people to acknowledge toxic environments so that they'll know to get out of that. Everybody's not going to be able to just jump into this because we have blockages in different areas. Mine was self-doubt, major insecurities. Major self-doubt. Like, that was it. That's all I really had. Everything else, I'm like,
so
pretty much
something that you do.
I was depressed. I used to never talk. I was silent, bro. I used to not talk at all. Ever.
Okay.
When you came in, you were very confident. I remember when y'all came, y'all was like mad at us, like, oh, you guys know shit.
Capital J.
Hey, I'm like, y'all just made this song. Fuck y'all, bro. Y'all know what to do. What the hell? What's going on? Y'all know the knowledge.
Hey, y'all. Let me. So this is what I want to point out. Girl Boss, you want me to open it? Girl Boss said, and this is what I want to get to.
Yeah.
I can't wait for someone to be honest and tell the real. Tell the real. Solar acting like he being honest, but he is not. He's only trying to win the masses over. I'm trying to. Hold on, it's moving. I'm not convinced this is all spiritual conjuring. Okay. So the reason why I did this live is because I continue to see the pattern of where people start. Some people
put a dollar sign after it,
and then they decide I want to expose. I want to tell the truth. Well. For what? Because just like Ketchel said, if you couldn't do it there and just address everyone, coming out isn't going to make a difference because people, and I know that you're telling the truth, Solar.
What is your nickname?
These people, because they've never been, and they're only going off of what this video said and that video says, and they're going off their perspective, your honesty and truth, they won't ever be able to see. They don't. It's like they feel like it is something more. Like we're hiding something from them. So when the truth's not enough. Like
there's two parts. Yeah, that's easy.
You know what I mean? So that's why when I see it, when I see people moving in the way that you guys are moving, I'm just like, but you already seen what happens to people that do that. You say it, people are supporting you. They're that, and then after you said the truth. Then people are moving on to the next one, the next person that came in, the next chapter. So the intentions of this video
I don't know.
was for Tetzel and I
Spell me your name.
that once you get the truth out, once you expose, eventually these people that are supporting you and uplifting you, they're going to disappear. They're going to disappear. They're not going to be here. And they're not going to give a fuck. They're going to be looking for the next thing. And so then you have to be faced with yourself. And that's what Ketzel and I realized. It was never chief as to why our relationship wasn't working, as to why we were holding on to the demons and insecurities within ourselves, because we didn't have nobody to blame but ourselves. And he just showed us that. Now, for some of you, you had to go through some fucked up shit to really see yourself. Like, I'm not going to take away your story. I'm not going to take away what happened. But sometimes, because of the soul contract you had in this lifetime, you have to go through certain things to see yourself and to remember who you are. Baby, you had to go through that situation because you forgot who you are. Maybe I didn't have to go through that circumstance, but I still was on the same path as you, just a different experience. So what I'm coming to you guys for and on the camera is, once this all settles, because I know you said y'all wanted to go to community and you wanted to do things. Once it all settles, you're going to see why that shit turned out the way it turned out. You're going to see that people are only focused on themselves. You're going to see that there is not that many like-minded people. People say one thing and they do another. You're going to see people going to try to bring you down. That's why we're still together, because we've been trying to attract people to build a community. And we realize people don't even know what that is. And people aren't willing to face themselves. And we had to leave Carbonation to truly understand what we were in, to be like, damn. But we can point the finger at what he did, because he did do some shit. But I don't take away that now I'm out here in this world and I got to figure it out. And am I going to go back to the life that I walked away from, or I'm going to choose freedom, take the knowledge that worked for me and then really live it and be it this time? Because when we was in Carbonation, we would say one thing and do another. But when you out here in these streets, that's when reality hits. That's when the truth actually meets you. And that's what I want to be here for you guys to say, hey, it's going to get hard, but you got this. You went through that, and you got this. That's the whole life.
I don't believe, guys, everybody in the comments, I'm listening and I'm reading something. I want everybody to know, I'm not in the business of arguing. I'm not in the business of being correct. I tell people to follow their hearts. I tell people to tap into their purpose. I teach people to connect to source as a shaman. I connect people to their spirituality. I'm not in the business of arguing.
I don't think that's
a lot of what she said is very correct. I agree with pretty much everything she has said. We have different paths. We have the same source, the same ending. Everybody will be at love. Checkmate. Love wins. That's not, to me, what I'm going to build and what we're going to do. It's going to be very beautiful. I can't wait to get that started. And it's funny you're saying that, because the thought that I have is like, yo, I want to just hurry up and like smack him with this lightning bolt real quick so we can get back to our life. I don't care about these numbers. Anybody who knows me knows I give less of a damn about numbers or people. I don't even reply to my text messages, guys. I'm sorry, because I reply to each text message from my heart. So I don't get to most of y'all, because if I click it, I have to reply from my heart. That's how I like to move. I like to do things like that. I don't care about these numbers. I don't even want these numbers. I don't want attention for that. I'm a part of the spiritual community. I teach real spirituality. I started teaching Chief things that he started taking. So I started to realize, you know what? Hold on. You guys are right. I don't even know who I am, because I haven't even started being who I am. I just now figured out that I was a channel myself. I didn't know I had a Pisces until years later. I didn't even know astrology until to the level I know it now. So like a year or two after you left, you put me on. Musa helped me work through it some more, and then now I'm like a fucking monster. I'm Uranus, 8th house Aquarius. So I just know this stuff. I have a couple aspects that maybe you understand, like Mercury opposition Jupiter, Sun opposition Jupiter, but in the placement of Gemini with a Sagittarius Jupiter. And then the Mercuries are retrograde and the Jupiter's retrograde. So this is beautiful. This is a beautiful flow here for this aspect. I see how things connect on a bigger scale. I'm more than ready to build the community.
Can somebody give me my juice off the
table?
love
and off of a love frequency. I want us to dismantle, and I like what you're doing, because Rambo was right. We do not what do we think about the people who stay there? What about the people who use their energy for that? Excuse myself, Ketzel. I don't mean to keep calling you that. But what about those people? I don't want us to have. I want anybody who's there to have like really no credibility. It is until you leave that you start being honest. It is until you leave till you say what happened to you. It is till you leave till you see what you allowed to happen to yourself. So let me say it like that and make everyone comfortable. This is what I allowed to happen to me. I let a man kill my daughter, even though there's things I didn't know about, even though there's things that I wasn't aware of that I was lied to about, even though there's secrets that came out to the surface later to where now I'm like, oh yeah, you don't know. You don't need to be in this out here at all. You're on the phone from jail trying to incite violence through people on the jail phone. Like, I'm not even worried about a court case. I'm not even worried about your well-being or any of that. All I know is what I went through being there. And I know that if I give details, I might as well go ahead and just, this is all that's offline work. If I want to do anything actually, to do something about this, it's not on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why we're not like too pressed.
Definitely for me.
Saying little details, because first of all, people's energy, right? They're hungry for to be the exposure, to be exposed, right? That's what they're really hungry for. So we don't go into the specifics about it, because at the end of the day, like if we have an issue with him, we go to him directly. Like, there's no point of us mentioning here, because there's nothing that they're gonna take from that information that's gonna they can use to better themselves. There's nothing that's good that's gonna come out of it other than validating their own demonization of this person, which might be valid, but it's just that, like, we on some other shit. We on growth. We on spiritual development. Like, it's a different frequency. So when we talk, they don't get it. When we talk, it doesn't make sense to them. It feels like, well, why aren't you guys saying what you need to say? And it's not that we don't think that he's done shit in his life that was foul, that was out of balance, that was out of harmony, that wasn't righteous. We do acknowledge that that's in his nature. Like, we know that that's a fact.
Y'all got no reason to really be talking about him anymore, pretty much. Y'all busy. Like, I'm trying to get
I
was on the phone. I was there when y'all was on the phone with him. Like, I could hear it. I was like, yo, they're busy, and you trying to hold, like, you're still trying to talk to them. Like, they're clearly trying to get off the phone. They're doing something. I'm like,
we were like, what do you want?
You calling me?
He wasn't saying that.
You gotta go. I was on the.
Why you calling?
Yeah, I was on the other side. I'm like, yo, just stop.
Yeah.
I remember that. No, and you guys, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, we just gotta get like you guys. I'm really trying to get to that point, and I'm only gonna speak on, like I said, what I allowed to happen for me.
Yeah.
And I don't care to do it, and I actually don't care to do it in the system. I care to do it publicly because the lies have been to the public, to the people, not to the government. They're figuring it out. We've been lying to the people. You know what I'm saying? I have to clear my name, and I have to clear my slate. I have to talk about what I have to say it like this now. I have to talk about what I allowed to happen.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. No, real. That's real. Like, and I think a lot of times we come on here, we want to be like teachers and stuff, but like, and just teach knowledge. But there's an aspect
of my life
to just be like transparent, just come from your heart. Like to say like, look, this shit that you did. Yes, I played a role in it, but I didn't like that. I didn't like that shit. Like, that wasn't righteous. I don't think that was right. Like, I think it is balance of like recognizing your part in it, but also holding others accountable. I just know for in this live and the people that are watching and what they're expecting, I don't want to feed that energy. But I do believe in the balance of holding others accountable as well as yourself. And I think that's righteous. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I came on here and I only felt love. I do know that the people are different, and that's kind of like, guys, like, I kind of ignore y'all comments, I kind of ignore y'all's energy because I vibrate on love. If I come into a space and you guys are thinking I'm going to do anything combative or anything like that, that's not me. That was me trying to be nature boy, if you ever seen me do that. I'm not like that, guys. I'm not like that at all. Like, my not self theme is frustration and anger. Like, I'm at peace, like, all the time. Like, it's all love here. I only want a love vibration to be here. At the end of the day, these people have done nothing but help me. Rambo, you done brought me so much Chinese food. I know you done had some extra shit when you was out, but
You know that.
I know you did.
I'm sure you figured that one out when you became the Go Out crew.
Heck yeah. I became Go Out.
Well, I was the heaviest I ever been at Carbonation. Why Rambo the only one that's putting on weight?
Right, Rambo big. What's going on over here? I've seen you working out. That's another thing. I used to teach to not work out. Definitely, guys, please hit the gym. I'm in the gym right now.
Yeah, I love the discipline of it. I just love it.
For your own well-being, that's my message to people. Is my message at the end of the day that I want to teach to just living my life. I really don't care to get on here and teach. I'm kind of over the teaching because I realize that there's no level of knowledge that you can have that's gonna get you to tap into your heart and just be real with yourself. Yeah. That perspective switch happens from just looking in the mirror, and that's why I can't argue anything Serenity says. She's 100% correct. If you guys think that this is bad because I had a traumatic situation, that's what I'm talking about. You can't let any blockages or let any traumas get in the way of you understanding and listening to someone else and trying to build yourself. Don't limit yourself from your own blockages. That's what I teach. Open your heart. Remove those blockages that will get you to not listen, to be arrogant, to be too prideful, to where you're no longer able to grow as a soul. No, you want to connect to every part of you. Everybody is correct. Because that's how they're seeing it. So it's the truth. And the more you can accept more truths, the closer to love you're being, the more source you're becoming. If you keep denying truth, you're denying people, you're denying perspectives, you're denying how they felt or how they perceived what you said, so what? That's how they perceived it. Understand them for a moment. It's not your job to do that. When you're vibrating in love and compassion, it's going to happen innately. You're going to be open and be like, okay, I see where you're coming from. You know what? I can learn this, and that from that. Thank you. Ain't nobody supposed to be the fire lord or fire god. We're all allowed to light each other's torches. We're all about to be lit. And I believe that we're actually in a time to where everybody is actually allowed to awaken to this highest frequency. I think if there was ever a time in humanity, it's now. Look at the trend of technology. It's beautiful. This is the evolution of our minds. We need to connect to that love in ourselves, connect to our hearts, be honest with ourselves, the inner child and the imagination. So please, I don't know. I'm so excited to be a parent one day. I love that idea because I love children. I love watching children, the imagination, when they're playing in their imaginaries and they're doing what they do, and I'm like, yo, it's in a whole other world. I need to get like that, yo.
Yeah, you were one of the people, when we brought Zen, you were actually one of the only people that was, there, trying to see if you could help. Because when we brought Zen, bro, the energy was terrible. You remember that?
Yeah,
it was
trauma.
I remember.
So we're like, can I see the baby? Everybody else was like, I don't know that frequency.
The thing. What you think, bro?
You could have sworn we brought a fucking demon into the house. They were like...
It was because it was all raining and whatnot.
Yeah, it was a crazy night, bro.
It was very interesting.
Oh boy!
What is the one thing that you learned about yourself being in that experience?
One thing I learned about myself, I learned everything that I'm not. The number one thing, like I said, my number one demon that I would say that I had to shake off and I had to master was self-doubt. Now, in life, especially after I've left recently, as I trust my heart and trust myself, I can't even begin to tell you the level of magic that I walk through. Everything that I think of or want, it just pops up. Anytime I think of something or want something and I just feel it, it happens. I've been getting everything for free. I gave away my only diamond necklace. I gave away a couple $1,000s worth of diamonds to somebody. I just gave it to him because he said he liked it. And then just a little bit later, I lost my luggage. All of my clothes got stuck somewhere else. I have no clothes. I'm at this house. All of a sudden, he opens up the door and he gives me all of the clothes in this room. And this is all really nice, fresh, brand new clothes. Everything is brand new clothes, stuff that he wanted to buy, never could wear. And it's all in my same exact size. He gave everything to me. And not just that, I established a friend. And I've been doing this every day, every moment. My heart says, go this way. Walk outside right now, bro. Just go outside. Why? I don't know. I have to walk outside. Go outside. Some guy smoking a cigarette. Oh, hey, I like your hat. Yeah, I like your hat. And then just start a conversation. Next thing you know, we're crying together, talking about the simple solutions to our problems. You know, stepping in love. I do this every day. Most all of my work is offline. Pretty much all of my real work is offline. I want to get on here to share like the fun stuff with y'all. Yeah, I don't care about the drama. I don't want that. It's love. I've learned that I am really like love, and it's okay. And people are going to say this to me and say that to me, have all these different perceptions. I have to accept those, and I have to keep dancing and being happy. And I'm in my Leo North mode, heavy, ever since I separated from the Aquarius South mode. The group. Cool. Guaranteed success. And it's not about fame to me. It's all about being happy and honest with myself when I look in the mirror. Like now I don't see me when I look in the mirror. I see the real me. I see my heart again. I see life again. You know, I'm different. I'm just different. I'm able to love again. I've noticed I have a hard time receiving love. As much as I give it, it's almost harder for me to receive it. I literally have to put my guard down to receive love. That's how much of it is in my reality. That's my life. And I'm accepting my life. And I'm not going to feel bad about my energy. I'm trusting it, and I'm going to keep trusting it because the universe is clearly saying, yes, yes, yes. Keep going. Keep doing it. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I have no idea. I just follow my heart every day. And they taught that number one thing I walked away with was the mastery of the self-doubt demon. And that's at the very moment where I called them, got them on the phone, convinced them, went through the whole meeting like y'all did to leave. You know, that was that moment where I was like, you know what? I trust myself. This feels right. Everybody's telling me no. Everybody's telling me wrong. But my heart is saying keep going. Mm-hmm. You know, so the self-doubt is gone. People do it to me now. People are all the time. They're like, bro, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. I'm like, I didn't mean to do that to you. This isn't that. I don't mean to argue. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I just stay happy. And they're like, how are you happy? That's disrespectful that you're happy. I'm like, no, I'm just going to keep dancing over here. I'm just going to stay in love, bro. I'm sorry. I can't help you no more. And that's just how I am. Yeah. That's what I've learned is to trust my heart and stay on my frequency of love. Like, it's open to everything.
Yeah, one of the things I think for me, like, when leaving was just, because I know people get upset when we say, like, to take accountability, but one of the concepts I learned, like a lot of the shit that I learned there, I started finding it in other areas of my reality through other people. So it just verified to me like that I shouldn't let go of everything I learned because of a person that I don't want to associate with or who I don't revere in a certain way anymore. But because even that concept of accountability, there's somebody out here who calls it extreme ownership, but it's the same concept where you take extreme accountability for everything in your reality and every decision you've ever made. Mm-hmm. Even the things that seem like it was other people's fault, you take accountability. Like, say you're a leader, right? You're in the military, and somebody in your battalion or whatever, they fuck up something. You could easily be like, that person fucked up. But you're the leader, so you're responsible to making sure that your team is equipped with all the knowledge and everything they can to execute. So you take responsibility of that circumstance. So
as a leader,
that's the perspective we adopted, where everything in our reality, bro, everything, all the people, all the situations, they're all residuals of our actions, our decisions. And when we look at life that way, it empowers us to be able to take control of our life and to know that what we do makes a difference. Yeah. So that's where we're coming at it from. It has nothing to do with Nature Boy.
How do you respond when you find the thing you want to take accountability of? What is it that you guys actually do in response to that?
Well, you see how your actions led to that happening, right? To where, or your action or your lack of action.
Everything exactly. Inaction is still action.
Right. Where all of that led to that. Or maybe you didn't provide enough information. Maybe you didn't speak up. Maybe you didn't communicate clearly. Maybe you did communicate, but you thought it was clear, but obviously it wasn't clear enough. So there's all these...
Maybe you doubted yourself.
Yeah, you got to go back and look at and develop those parts of yourself to stop this situation from repeating itself. So, yeah, I think that's kind of like the blueprint, how you can go trace all these things in your life that might be issues and then trace it yourself.
Yeah.
I can find it in my childhood again. Yeah, I can find it. Definitely. It's so simple. It's like this. My name is Courtney P. Townsend. So I grew up, you got a girl's name. You got a girl's name. But I'm like, man, not a girl. I'm a guy. Guys, I'm a guy. So I'm not a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, but you got a girl's name. So I grew up with that every year of my life. I grew up fighting being a new kid every year of school. I went to a new school, and I was a new kid, and I always had a fight, and it was always me being bullied for my name, and me showing I'm not going to let you bully me. And then at the end of the day, I had to learn and accept the name and be like, look, it doesn't matter what they think about me. I know who I am. Right. And that's when I started proudly owning the name. I used to try to change my name. I used to try to do all those things, but after a while, I'm like, no. What's your name? My name's Courtney.
And that takes the power away.
Yeah, my name's Courtney. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. How you doing? Yeah. Oh, that's a girl's name. I'm like, okay. Can I help you? And I got over it. But that was a major trauma, and that left a lot of room for self-doubt in other areas when I looked in the mirror. Yeah. Because that's the whole name. It started with my name. You know what I mean? The big identity issues early in my life, for sure.
Yo, but that's a good point right there, because I wanted to touch on this. As men, coming from that experience, there's like this reflection that happens. Like, damn, I was really in a situation where I allowed another man to dictate how I move. Like, there's these insecurities that kind of come up, because I dealt with them coming out too. But I think that my perspective was like realizing that and making sure that I embody the qualities. Because I always say this, like, if you don't have a gravitational pull, you're going to get sucked up into somebody else's gravitational pull. And the people who have gravitational pull are the ones that are in their full So if you're not in your full expression of yourself, you kind of just, you orbit somebody else's gravitational.
It's called a lost soul.
Yeah, exactly. You become a lost soul.
Let me ask you this: do you say that being in complete alignment with your true self, your real self, your real ego, would you say? I'm sorry. Would you say that that's the same thing as being in your purpose?
Yeah. I think. We talk about like you're always in your purpose, no matter what. Because even being at Carbonation was part of your purpose. Yes. Like all these things, you're in being who you're supposed to be, and which is your purpose in this lifetime.
So can you never not be your true self?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So even the
and that's what you were saying, Serenity. I felt that.
Yeah, everything is like your true self, essentially.
But the difference is that now you are aware of it. A lot of people aren't aware that they're in their purpose, but people like you and I and people in the room is that we are aware that we are in our purpose. How it unfolds, we don't know. But the way that I looked at Carbonation, for everyone, before we got there, we were not in awareness. We was just like, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for
Tell
something.
me what to do.
And there, and I think Zen's crying. And I think that we had to experience that experience so that we could fully see who we really are. And some of them parts were not good. Some of them parts were really bad. And some people's demons were expressed, and this elder, this is why I changed the way I looked at Carbonation. This elder that I met here, she was like, you have two different gurus. She said, you have a left-sided guru and you have a right-sided guru. A right-sided guru is about love and peace and bringing you to the light. The left-sided guru is the darkness, shadows, demons, bringing your shit to the surface. And so the left-sided guru will put you in situations because their medicines at the end of the day is to heal you, to help you see yourself. And so they said Nature Boy is a left-sided guru. That's why he does the things that he do. He's a devil's advocate. And he used to tell us that was his favorite movie. He was like, I'm the devil's advocate. He was like, I just set the stage. And he was like, you the one play the part. He was like, you the one show everyone who you really are. And I thought about that. I was like, damn. But a lot of people don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept that, damn, you did that. Like, he didn't do it.
So two parts. Real quick on that. It's not people don't want to see that.
Yeah.
He don't want to see that. He's people too. And this people is leader. So as this, you see the problem?
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing. And we're following somebody who is also a lost soul. Now, the lost soul is someone who is out of...
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm going to say two things about what you said. I'll do it in order. First thing I want to just say is that the left-hand path, I've studied it very deeply, actually, in every way. I'm in all kinds of forms. of magic and knowledge. And the left-hand path is very interesting, and he did practice a lot of that type of energy. The right-sided path exists as well. Now, I would argue that you need both, obviously, but you can't, if you go into the right side, if you're truly able to be a right-sided guru, it's because you came from the left side. And I believe that you can't be a left-sided guru in this life, essentially, without being aware of that light side.
Yeah.
So you have a choice to the extremities that you can exercise your own energy. You can choose what frequency you want to be on as guru. Do I want to be left or right today? Which one? And you know, you can let the universe tell you, especially if you're shamanic like myself and Chief. So it definitely wasn't his purpose. Purpose definitely was that of the Antichrist. You know, that was a role. And you know what? I can't live his spiritual journey for him. Unfortunately, even as a spiritual guru, he was not done. He was not healed. He was just like us. He just had an energy that was way more commanding and way more confident. He literally had everything that I was lacking when it came to believing in himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I latched on to that. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's a bunch of broken people being broken, acting like we're not broken.
You know who he was? He was Chiron. Chiron.
He was the wounded healer.
Yes. And then he had Chiron near his son. And I was like, damn, because I didn't know about Chiron then. But I was like, oh my gosh. That's exactly that he brought us to our demons and our wounds, and he triggered the fuck out of it.
We're
Like,
all
woo.
Chiron. We're all Chiron. Your relationship with people can be more of it than others. He played that role to his group, and we were a part of his group.
Yes.
So him being the healer of our group was the very wound he didn't fix.
Yes.
Now, the problem is that the solution where we're supposed to be going towards as a collective is unconditional love. That is what the universe, the cycle is going into right now. There could be a cycle where we're getting out of all of that. And it actually would be righteous to promote that agenda. That's what the universe wants to do. Now, however, we're in a cycle where things are going into a solar age, a golden age of unconditional love. So I love your perspectives and where you're coming with it and the levels of responsibility to it. Because the only way to unconditional love is to take complete accountability. You have to be loved. You have to let go of all of the things that are blocking you from taking accountability in every way. There's no way that you can sit there blaming somebody for things happening in your life and say that you're spiritual. Truly. There's no way you could do that. You have to become love. You have to look at all of your flaws, all of the great moments, all of the beauty, all the dope stuff about you, all of the worst things about you, and be real and true. That is following your heart. Following your heart can lead you into trouble. I didn't say that just because you're loved today and you're doing the best you can for other people, that it's going to be peaches and cream. You're going to still walk into situations where you have to show higher levels of self-mastery day after day after day, and you're going to do better and better and better. We're stepping into love. This means we need to listen to people with compassion. I would never argue. I love that. Your camera looks great. You guys look so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that environment. Like, y'all really doing something special? That's your house?
Yeah. We've been here 3 years.
What?
Yeah, we've been here. The owner, like, we came, I don't know if you remember our story, like, because we were homeless.
I remember majority of it.
To find that would take us in, because some of the Airbnbs here don't take children, and Zim was a newborn. They wouldn't take a newborn. So we came here, and we had 4 days. And I was like, at the time, Rambo, I said, Rambo, look, I can't do this homeless thing with you. I was like, see if he has another place for us to stay, because I don't want to leave. I'm tired. And so then he took the baby, and he went to the owner, and he was gone for like an hour. And then he came back, and he was like, I think we have a house, a car, and I might have a dog. And I was like, I said, stop playing. Because the owner, he wanted to leave and go to Mexico, but he didn't want to take over his property because he's an old guy. And so, and we had just came from Mexico. And And so the owner was like, well, I'm trying to get to Mexico. And the person that was managing this place, they quit yesterday. And then Rambo was like, okay, we'll take it over. And then 2 weeks later, he was gone. And we've been here ever since. Like it's